guys, it's AJ, your favorite lesbian commentary YouTuber, and today, I'm being serious. Today we're exposing a hoe. What hoe? To be specific, James Charles. When you think of James Charles, what comes to mind? Because for me, it's the clip of him saying that he wants to date as young as possible, as legal as possible. And also, the clip of him saying that the reason that he messaged minors was because he was desperate. Recently, somebody who was a minor when James Charles was being inappropriate with them came out with his story. Before we get started, I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons over on Patreon. You should have an extra video today on Patreon about Toya. The creator's name is Ethan Rhett, and he makes content like this. And honestly, I don't judge people who make thirst traps. If I had muscles too, if I had muscles like that, I would make the exact same kind of content. But he did not always make that kind of content. He's 20 now, but before, he was 14, and this is the kind of content he made. Before we even get into the actual content from Ethan's video addressing the James Charles abuse, essentially, I would like to say, if James saw these videos that I just showed you and thought that he was anything but a kid, he is lying to you. Yeah, he looks older than 14 in my opinion. He does not look like an average 14-year-old. I've worked with middle schoolers before. Most middle schoolers do not have like muscles or a mustache yet, most 14-year-olds. But he looks like the average 16-year-old. Like, he definitely looks like a child still. Even though he doesn't look 14, you can very clearly tell he is a minor. But maybe that's just me. I'm 25. The frontal lobe is developed. Maybe that's why I can see when a child looks like a child. But I feel like any adult can tell. As soon as I graduated from high school, actually, I was like, whoa, you hoes are young. So Ethan made 3 TikToks about the situation, and they are long. So I went through them, and we're going to go through the relevant parts together.
Hey guys, my name is Ethan Rhett, and if you don't know me, maybe this will help you out once again. So when I was 14 years old, TikTok kind of became like my escape. And then suddenly, you know, I kind of blew up on TikTok. It was kind of like a kid's dream. People started paying attention to me. People were supporting me. It was everything I could ask for. You know, I felt happy again after leaning towards that for my happiness, which doesn't sound good, but if you get what I mean, you get what I mean. So anyways, and then something crazy happened. James Charles commented and liked one of my videos. At that age and at that moment, you know, it was crazy. It was pretty freaking cool. It's like I accomplished something, you know, like, oh wow, a big creator is seeing me. Like, I'm being put out to this person's page. I was not a fan of James Charles, but I knew who he was. I didn't really watch his videos or anything like that, but yeah, you're gonna know who that is. It's one of the biggest creators at the time. I was super shocked. I was super happy, and honestly, I could probably say I was proud, you know. Not long after he messaged me, hey, I responded almost immediately. Who wouldn't respond? It was exciting, but that excitement did not last long at all. The fun didn't last long at all. It honestly came crashing down just as quick as it all happened. And I've already talked about this before. Hold on, I'm sorry.
In 2020, James Charles was 21 years old. I wouldn't let that sink in. He was 21. He was a full adult. We haven't even gotten to the parts that are like truly messed up about the situation, and he already seems emotional. This was clearly very traumatic for him. Independent from the age differences between them, there was a built-in power dynamic. James, a huge creator, messaging a younger, smaller creator. Even if Ethan was of age, which he wasn't, this situation would have still been a huge abuse of power on James's part. He used his influence for evil, and he still does.
Anyways, months ago, I tried to talk about the situation once again, but it all came crashing down. I was getting threats, not just towards me, but to my family as well. People were messaging my family. People were calling me closeted. People were just doing some pretty mean things. And on top of that, my videos got taken down once again. So I said, you know what, I'm done and I'm over it. No one believed me, and everyone thought I was just making something up, which is my fault because I never showed as much proof as I do have, and that's what I'm going to do now.
Hot take but that's not cool. And it's crazy because, hear me out. My brain is going places. Hear me out. Follow my train of thinking. James Charles is gay. Surprise. Follow. Gay people tend to, on average, be a little bit more liberal. Let me close this before y'all say there's somebody back there. With that being more liberal, LGBT people tend to watch other LGBT people. So I have to assume a lot of James's audience are LGBT people who are also more liberal, who also then tend to care more about victim advocacy, human rights. I mean, there was a huge liberal-led movement to believe victims. So then why are people who I can only assume are James Charles fans attacking Ethan? Victim blaming and attacking a kid for literally just speaking the truth. I, in good faith, am going to take everything Ethan says at face value and believe it 100%. I say kid, but he's 20 now, I believe. But you get the point. To me, this shows that James Charles' fanbase is a part of the internet that I want nothing to deal with. As in, an individual. If I met somebody IRL and they told me they're a James Charles fan, I truly don't know how I would react. If you know all the prior information that we all know, and you still support him, you're scum. Sorry, not sorry.
So I'm going to be speaking about it, and I'm going to be going deeper into it, deeper than I've ever been, with proof of me having conversations with my lawyers and emails and just everything else. I'm not doing this for the drama, I'm not doing this for the attention, but I'm doing this because the threats and the silence have gone on way too far, and my story deserves to be told in the full truth without hiding anything or backing down from anything anymore. So what I'm going to do now is pull up the clip of me kind of first talking about it and getting y'all to understand the full story, and then after that clip is over, I'm going to be coming back and showing y'all the receipts of the lawyers I have and the proof of me being in contact with the Frisco Police Department and just everything else. So please just take time out of your day to watch this video. Even if you hate me and you don't believe me, please just try to understand where I'm coming from, and please let me show you the proof that I have.
Hello everyone, my name is Ethan Rhett, and if you don't know me, maybe this will help you. Before I get into the story, I want to say I am not meaning to hurt anyone's career or damage anyone's reputation. I just keep seeing things pop up on my page, and it's sickening, and it triggers me in a way, you know. But back when I was 14, you know, I wanted to do social media my whole life. It's something I really loved and enjoyed doing. I started blowing up. I maybe created my account 7 months prior before I turned 14 years old. I ended up blowing up, maybe around 700,000 followers on TikTok. Everything was doing good. I loved it. It was just amazing. James Charles commented under my post and liked the video, and it was exciting. You know, that's the biggest creator I've ever been in contact with or ever commented or liked my post, you know. Anyways, he ends up following me and he messages me, hey, I obviously respond, I'm excited, but that's where everything went downhill. It got really, really weird. Anyways, when we start going back and forth on TikTok, he initiates after a few days, hey, add me on Snap. I'm like, okay, you know, I was trying to hide the fact that I was excited, you know, it was really cool. I was hoping that this was gonna jumpstart my career even more into being an influencer, being someone, you know, making others happy, and just, that was my intentions the whole entire time.
Before we get started, I want to make it clear, I personally do hope James Charles' career gets ruined. I'm tired of him, Grandpa. Why do we keep letting him build up momentum, controversy after controversy? I'm not sure if Ethan had his age in his bio, but with how undeniably young he looked, James knew there was a possibility he was underage, and we will see later that he definitely knew. There is no way that he did not know this. He found someone he could take advantage of and pounced. The excuse that James Charles has used time and time again, that he was young and stupid and desperate and that's why he didn't ask for IDs, played out, stupid, boring. He has built $1 million business. He is not as stupid as he wants people to think. He is a predator. He is calculated. He didn't ask this boy his age. He didn't even ask him if he was gay. He just knew that because of who he was, who he is, he can get what he wants. Maybe I'm just weird, but I'm taken. And if I wasn't, and I saw somebody on TikTok that I was like, ooh, they're so sexy, but it was questionable if they were of age or not, would never happen, mind you. But the amount of proof I would ask for would be astronomical and annoying to the point where that person would lose interest in me. Because if somebody looks questionable if they're of age, number one, why would you be attracted to that, number one? Number two, why would you not ask for a proof? Again, would never happen to me. MILF lover till I die. Fun fact, actually, my fiance is the youngest I've ever dated. And she's 26. Sorry, I got sidetracked. James is a creep. Let's continue.
Anyways, me and James start going back and forth on Snap, and he eventually asked me, what do I plan on doing long term? So obviously my social media was picking up and et cetera, et cetera. But at the time, I really didn't know. I knew I wanted to be something and be someone and help others and just being an amazing person and spread awareness on social media, all that stuff. And I couldn't really give him an answer because I didn't know. It was, yeah, I wanted to, but is it something I really could do, Eventually ended up telling him I wanted to get into modeling or acting or maybe even both. And, he was very supportive about that, He said, "Oh my God, you'd be such a good model, You would do so well modeling," and just stuff like that. And obviously I didn't see anything of it. I was young. I was happy he was saying I could do that, especially coming from a really big and noticeable influencer, I thought it was great.
And this is what I mean when I say it was a calculated abuse of power. He is literally grooming him. He is being nice and seemingly normal to build a relationship and trust with a minor just so he can abuse it and use it against him.
So James started getting extremely comfortable with me. And I just, I was so excited. I didn't really realize it at the time. We were FaceTiming, which I will pull it up right here in this next clip.
I don't think so. At least.
Anyway, so that part was me on the phone with James that a friend of mine recorded just because he thought it was pretty cool as well. And I thought it was something cool to have. And I didn't think about it as any way to hurt him. And it stresses me out that my life was ruined because everyone thought that. It did, like, it's irritating talking about. I'm sorry, y'all.
He was 14. People who are saying that he recorded that out of malice and with malicious intent to try and frame James Charles in the future are crazy. I can only assume that it's literally like apologists, James Charles apologists who are saying this. Because were you not 14 once? Who do you host like? You telling me if Kermit the Frog FaceTimed you wouldn't be excited? You wouldn't want to find some way to have that memory forever? People just love to victim blame.
Anyways, James started becoming super aggressive with me. He would ask me to send him photos of my happy trail, which I didn't even have at the time. And because I was 14, I didn't have a happy trail, and I had armpit hair, but he didn't ask for that. And I kind of avoided the question because it made me super, super uncomfortable. I'm sorry, I lied, actually. I told him I shaved my happy trail because I was afraid to tell him that I didn't have a happy trail or have any hair on my body other than my armpit hair. So I'm sorry, I lied about that. Anyways, he kind of started being aggressive extremely after that. He told me, well, don't shave your happy trail again because I liked that. And he was very intense about how he said it. I know it doesn't sound bad, but it was only if you could be in my shoes when that happened. It made me super, super uncomfortable. Anyways, I go to bed that night and I wake up to his sent to me, and it made me very, very uncomfortable. He would send me a photo of his behind in the mirror, and he also sent me a video of him in the shower, which those videos are somewhere on the internet. I'm sure you can find it. If I looked, I could probably find them in a Google Drive that we actually had for my lawyer.
Name a person in your life who would send somebody explicit content without them asking. Hopefully you can't name any, because normal people don't do that. People who are okay don't do that stuff. The only situation where it's okay to unsolicitedly send somebody that kind of content is if you're dating them and you already know that's something they like. Like they've already said before, or they've already mentioned, or you've talked about it and you know that's something that they like to receive sometimes. That's the only time where it's okay. So apart from that being weird to do in general, extra weird to do to a minor. So why didn't James ask his age? I know why, because he already knew. He knew he was a minor. Ethan shows in a later clip that he had a famous birthday. Ethan had a public famous birthday. James knew his age. He knew he was 14. He just did not care. And the excuse that he has used time and time again that's getting tired is that he was desperate and he didn't know and he wasn't getting attention in real life. He's lying to you, I swear! He's James Charles. He lives in LA. Gay. There is somebody your age who is attracted to you and you either didn't do the work to check or you did check and you don't care because you're not attracted to people who are your age. If the issue is really that nobody wanted him, couldn't he just have hired an escort? That's also illegal. Prostitution is illegal. But if we're doing illegal things anyway, do that instead of bothering a minor. Was that out of pocket to say? I can't tell. It wasn't written in my script. It's kind of just off the dome. I don't know.
Started realizing that I wasn't into that. He started kind of making threats towards me, saying he was going to diminish my career. He could easily ruin my career, just all types of nonsense, and it was bad. Okay, it was really bad. Started getting super intense. He started saying he was gonna ruin my career, go out and tell people I was gay and I was closeted, which isn't an issue. That's not an issue at all, but it was still the fact that I was a 14-year-old boy, and it scared me. It freaked me out. Anyway, so that's when I made that video. There's a lot more that happened in the story, but this video is about 5 minutes long, so I will be making a part 2. Thank you guys. By the way, I just want to say I am not trying to diminish anyone's career. I'm not trying to ruin anyone.
But I am. People who are saying he's homophobic for not wanting a rumor circulating that he was gay at 14, so annoying. What 14-year-old wants to be gay? Other than you and me. A lot of 14-year-olds have rarely ever considered the fact that they could be gay. But even though it's 2025, being gay is still scary. My fiance will tell you, sometimes I am genuinely scared to hold her hand. We live in Indiana. And when we go to parks that are predominantly white and predominantly Christian and Republican, I am scared to hold her hand. Sometimes I will actually stop holding her hand because I am worried about our safety. I don't think it makes him homophobic to not have wanted a rumor circulating that he's gay, especially at 14 years old. Depending on how he grew up, his family could be like super Christian. You know, we don't know that. They could be super Christian and he would have been scared and been like, oh, if they think I'm gay and I'm not actually gay, I might get kicked out. I actually don't know if that was the case, but I'm just saying, hypotheticals. Why do I keep going off my script? Because you can tell when I'm saying things that are not in my script, and I don't know why I'm doing that. That was video 1, and there are 2 more we need to go through that have proof. This first video honestly just made me super angry. Angry at the justice system and angry at everybody in his life who failed him. He was 14, you guys. The people around him, in my opinion, did him a great disservice. And now James Charles and his team are ignoring it like it didn't happen. You want to know what kind of content James Charles has been making since this happened?
Americans, look at this shit. Okay, Australia is light years ahead of us in technology and innovation. Ketchup packets, bane of my fucking existence. Okay.
I don't like him or his overly large tongue. Video 2 is mostly Ethan showing proof that he talked to lawyers about this situation. I'll insert the images here of the messages that he shows. The actual emails are lawyers trying to connect him with investigators. But there's not too much context in them. We don't learn anything new from them. I think it's just mostly him showing the proof so that we know he did in fact talk to the police department about it. But I think the most important part of this video is after he shows this proof and he talks about how the situation affected him and his family.
At the moment, those are the only 3 emails I have. I'm trying to recover the rest of them, but I'm going to explain what all happened with that situation because I've never explained it before and people never believed me that I ever even contacted a lawyer or got in touch with law enforcement or anything like that. Please don't judge me if I get emotional and get a raspy voice or you can't understand me. I'm going to try to get through this strong, but it gets sensitive. To me, it's a sensitive topic, but let's get into things. So at the time when I was in touch with these lawyers and the detective, I was going through some traumatizing things. I was getting my address sent to me. I was getting threats. My family was getting threats. We were getting sent pictures of our house. It was a really awful thing. I started going into a depressive episode where I was too scared to talk to the lawyers. I was too scared to talk to the detective, and people kept pushing me to do it. Everyone kept pushing me and kept telling me I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to talk to him, I need to do that. And it was just, it became way too much for me. At that point in time, it became a lot. I ended up just shutting down. I ended up not posting. I ended up not doing anything. I stopped talking to the lawyers. I just ghosted them. I ghosted the detective. I ghosted almost every single person that was trying to help me get the justice and get the help I need. I left everyone in the dust. And that is something I regret deep down inside, because this thing now, till this day, traumatizes me. Anytime I see a photo of him, I see a picture of him, something in my body just shuts down. Anyways, a few days go by. Like I said, I haven't talked to lawyer, detective, nobody. Then they reach out and they're like, hey, maybe we can, get some money out of this. And it was like, what? And there was like kind of like, oh, he's not going to want to take this to court. He's not going to want to do that. So maybe he can give you some money out of this situation. And that just right there was just, that at that point was literally my breaking point, because it was nothing about the money, and it was a shame that they even said that. Yeah, after that, I completely cut all ties with them. Wanted nothing to do with that, because it was never about that at all. But I still had all this hate coming at me full throttle, and I was just in shambles, and I was broken. I was being called closeted. I was being made fun of for being gay or bisexual, and that shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter anyone's sexuality. And once I'm ready to come out with what I am, then I should be able to. I shouldn't be made fun of that for just because of a grown man preying on me when I was a child. Everyone was texting my family. Random people were texting my family saying that I'm gay, I'm closeted, all this and all that. It became such a big thing, and I was left broken and alone and had no support other than my close family. Anyways, guys, I still have so much I'm going to share with y'all, and I'm going to try to get those receipts and the rest of the emails today, so maybe I can put it into a video tomorrow. But I just want to say, for the people that might be going through something that I'm going through, don't run to social media. Don't make the mistake that I did, because no one even believed me. All I can do now is prove my truth and hopefully get justice for myself once again, try to, and maybe justice for other people. But
James Charles truly ruined this man's life just because he got caught being a pervert. You're mad that people know that you're a pervert? Just don't be a pervert then. It's not that hard. Genuinely imagine there's a guy out there who groomed you, and then when you called him out, he got his army of fans to dox and harass you and your family. Oh, and you're a minor. Do you think a child's brain can handle all of that? No, it can't. And then imagine that same person who traumatized you and your entire family being force-fed down your throat through the algorithm. So yeah, I totally understand why he's getting emotional here and how that could re-traumatize him every single time it happens. I really hope that his family put him in therapy, because what he is describing is actual trauma, not just how James behaved towards him, but how the internet behaved towards him. At 14 years old, your brain is still developing and is so easily traumatized. Think about how bullying is a trauma. Imagine getting bullied by what feels like the whole internet at 14. He was failed by his lawyers, the police, and honestly, the adults around him. This one has two pieces of undeniable proof that James Charles knew that he was underage.
hey guys, I'm back. I just want to say thank you so much for all the support. Also, it really does mean a lot to me. Here is me at 14 years old. Here's me also on famous birthdays. And I've been on famous birthdays prior to him even reaching out. So at that time, yes, it did say I was 14 years old. I'm about to show you next is a video of me opening his snap on Snapchat of him saying 4 years. And what he's implying on that 4 years is 4 more years until I'm 18 years old. My brother wanted to record it because he thought it was super weird of him to say.
Any sense of plausible deniability is out the window. James cannot say that he did not know he was sending inappropriate pictures to a 14-year-old. He knew and did not care. If anything, he liked it. He knew and still sent him this snap.
The last video I'm going to show you is a video of him telling me he doesn't like putting makeup on hot guys. And the reason why he told me that was because I saw he was doing his makeup and I said, hey, maybe you can put makeup on me for a YouTube video. It would be a cool collab, and I'm trying to grow my page because he made it seem like he was my friend and he wanted to help me and kind of give me tips and tricks.
I hate putting really hot guys into makeup.
He knew he was 14 and called him a hot guy? You mean a child? That is not a guy. That is a boy. Also, why does he have that dumbass filter on? Everybody already knows you're chopped. What are you trying to hide? There is no denying that James Charles is in fact a predator. He is disgusting and he is vile. I hope so badly that he gets canceled and that this is the last we see of him. If he has done everything right in his life so far, with his money he should have enough money to be able to live out until retirement. The police might actually have a bed for you. So this video was gonna end here, but then I went to go check Ethan's page one more time, and I saw this video.
Hey guys, so as you can see, the video was taken down. What a surprise. We all know he did this. There would be no other reason why it wouldn't not still be up. I have no words. I have 0 words for this, and I could honestly just cry right now. So the video was taken down for harassment and bullying. Okay, cool. So why are his videos still up for talking to minors? You tell me that. Why does he still have a platform for talking to minors? Make that make sense. It truly is a shame, but you know what? I'm going to keep my head up, and I'm going to fight even harder now. So that's the dumbest thing that he probably could have done. I'm not stopping now. So I'll see you tomorrow.
I hope so badly he does not stop sharing his story. At the time of me filming in this video, he has not posted anything else. I'm also so glad that I downloaded that original video. The crazy thing is, I was literally in the middle of doing my homework and I thought to myself, I probably should download that. Like completely randomly, I had that thought. I would not be surprised if James had people behind the scenes mass report that video. Ethan's story deserves to be heard and listened to. He was traumatized by a criminal that we still allow to walk freely in the streets. James knows what he did. And the fact that he is able to live with himself and still create content and act like it didn't happen shows how he really is and who he really is. The fact that he knows what he did and he still feels like the internet is a safe place for him is disgusting. Alright, I am genuinely getting heated now, but I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. Speaking of that, my patrons, today I had your name like scrolling down the side of the screen. Did you like that? I also felt like because of the subject matter, I felt like it would be in bad taste to be like, thank you to my patrons over on Patreon, like, and say the name so excitedly. That felt like in bad taste because of how serious the subject matter was. To apologize, I do have an extra Toya video for you today on Patreon, patreon.com/AJTalksAlot. My Instagram is at AJTalksAlot. But yeah, justice for Ethan. I hope we see more of his story soon. Bye.